I just need to tell my viewers that these two pictures I am playing are from Churachandpur, and Rahul Gandhi has been able to visit this place, the camp. He was not allowed to go to Moirang, and that has not happened. So Rahul in Manipur, I don't know, because the sort of Ibobi Singh's bite has come. Has Ibobi Singh's bite come? Satish, has Ibobi Singh's bite come? Okay, my panel, PCI panel head is saying the bite has not come. So we'll try to play out that bite. I think that visit might be curtailed tomorrow, because that's the only place Rahul Gandhi
Tomorrow's visit is, I think, only limited to Imphal.
I think tomorrow's visit will be limited to Imphal and maybe the early morning press conference, but that I don't know about. Mercy, are you there with me? Mercy?
Yes. Am I audible?
Okay, let me just play out the bite of Ibobi Singh, then I'll come to you. Former Chief Minister.
Sir, there is no obstruction on that. We cannot take risks.
VVIP do, we Home Department BMW loine escort sufficient escort yarni na thador abneba.
Sir, situation Home Department buffer zone cross the Guri, sir.
Buffer no jurisdiction de loy do.
Sir, VVIP Lakbak Kanda, so Pardatan is sir. Please. This is a request. We cannot risk. We sir. It's around more than 50 kilometers.
No DGP or Chief Secretary was a high Pirova.
Sir, there is no obstruction on that. We cannot take risks.
VVIP do, we Home Department BMW loine escort sufficient escort yarni na thador abneba.
Sir, situation Home Department buffer zone cross the Guri, sir.
Buffer no jurisdiction de loy do.
Sir, VVIP Lakbak Kanda, so Pardatan is sir. Please. This is a request. We cannot risk. Sir. It's around more than 50 kilometers.
You know, Vijesh, I have covered Kashmir. You know, I have even been to places like Syria. I have even been to places like Afghanistan. I'm not saying that, you know, I'm the ace conflict reporter who has done that, but, you know, for someone to say that you can't travel, ये कश्मीर में भी नहीं होता है. ये तब होता था जब स्टोन पेल्टिंग के इशू हो गए थे और कुछ टेम्पररी उसके बाद बंद कर दिया गया था. बट किसी एक स्टेट में इतना प्रतिबंध लग जाए ट्रैवल पे, व्हाट डज इट टेल यू?
I think, you know, very honestly speaking, I am not a big fan of the move which has been taken by the state administration. I agree. I don't know what all security concerns, legit security concerns could have been. But unfortunately, till now, even the information which is filtered into by source-based information by reporters who are on the ground or by agencies who have filed copy, nothing that big has come out which warranted to curtail the visit of Rahul Gandhi to Churachandpur. I think the state, if they have allowed him to go up to Bishnupur, should have allowed him to go up to Churachandpur. They made the whole national media cover Rahul Gandhi's visit to Churachandpur much more than ideally it might have had been. So I think I mean, you know, it's not a politically astute move. I don't ascribe it as a politically astute move. And you know, when you say that security forces are under stress, yes, I completely agree with Rami when she says that, you know, that this is not the perfect time. And we all know how politicians behave, you know. I mean, so it's nobody can make you know, do that grandstanding, be it BJP or be it Congress party. Both parties behave the same way. But I think, you know, if I was a political party, if I was a political analyst, I would have allowed Rahul Gandhi to go to Churachandpur to meet them, and then, you know, they would have come back and the situation would have been like any normal politician's visit. By not allowing him, they have given Congress a handle to be more aggressive back here in Delhi than in Manipur, because the Congress has been, you know, saying or attacking the Prime Minister by saying that, you know, he's not been talking. They've been attacking the Home Minister for not taking everybody in confidence. I think the curtailed visit of Rahul Gandhi will further add fuel to the fire, which is not a politically wise move.
You know, there is one more issue which I want to really talk about. And Mercy, I would like you to get in. कोई इंटरनेट की बात नहीं करता है. Internet is about service. It's not having.
No, people do talk about, but I mean,
अभी कोई बात नहीं करता. लोगों को लगता है इंटरनेट का मतलब है कि विजुअल इधर से उधर WhatsApp में कर दीजिए. Mercy, tell me, how has lack of internet crippled a lot of things in Manipur? I want you to take us through that.
Yes, when we talk about the internet being banned for so long, I think what is important is that, the students are suffering the most. Because when we talk about, fake news being circulated, internet being abused by virtue of applications like WhatsApp or Twitter or all the other social media handles, the government of India has very much the authority to, block these applications. Yet, the internet could have functioned, because when we talk about, financial transactions, or we talk about even, online classes not being able to be held for the students, I think that is, and we are living in the world of governance, e-governance. So it has really brought the situation really bad, because at least the students, if the schools have been, since most of the schools have been turned into shelter homes, at least the children could have been engaged through productive online classes like the way we did during the COVID, times. So I think life has really come to a standstill, and not just the internet, even the electricity also. There were instances where 3 days of continuous blackout had happened, and we know that there is a lot that can go on in the dark. So I think it's important to also understand that when we have the power, it is important to use it appropriately, and some normalcy have to be reinstated, perhaps with the restoration of the internet as well. If social media handles are creating issues, block the apps for the time being, in the interest of social justice, and only in the interest of good governance. That's all that I can say. And if I may just take the liberty also, what Rami said was very true, that Northeast have a very, very porous border, and there's a lot of infiltration. This is nothing that's peculiar only to the state of Manipur. But my question is that if this is something that is well known, to everyone, what are the steps that had been adopted? What are the steps that were taken to check on the infiltration? Because there have been so many name callings. We have had people coming on national TVs, at times we are being called refugees, next moment we are being called terrorists. So there is a lot of aspersions that had been raised on our citizenship as well. And trust me, when fingers are being pointed, it is never easy, it never goes down too well. So I feel, I really want to, I really wish that there would be an answer that we would get from the appropriate authorities, that what are the steps that have been taken to check the infiltration, because now we are being blamed for, accommodating these infiltrators, which is why there has been a huge rise in our population, which is actually, not backed by facts. So I think it's also really important to make statements which are accountable, which are responsible, because the whole country for this matter is at stake, because India is a union of states, not just a country which is made up of small composite states. It's a union of states, and Manipur is very much a part of the union of India, and we are very much a part of the citizens of this country.
Rami, you had raised your hand.
I'd raise my hand on a couple of points. The first point being that this is to Gladys, who said that I am making my point because I probably do this professionally. Gladys, no, I am making my point because I am exercising restraint and not becoming emotional about it, irrespective of how much it has hurt me as well to see that Manipur, after so many years of peace, at this level of conflict. Number two, when you talk about religion and you say that you have a right to bring religion in, let me also say, if you point a finger, five fingers will be pointed at you. If churches have been burnt, temples have been burnt as well. Yes, at the moment, whatever statistics we have, and those are not the statistics to go by, but it is very well reported that over 17 temples have also been burned. But the fact of the matter is, bringing all this in has absolutely no consequence on the solution or the way ahead. You are just complicating matters more by bringing things that should be left out for the safety, for the peace of not just Manipur, but so that vested interests cannot manipulate this by superimposing a lens that is completely false, which is the religious lens. Now, having said that, I would also like to say that the points that Mercy made were great, because I think it is true that we should have looked at this situation from a different perspective in terms of how social media is being used, the kind of misinformation that is being transferred around, the kind of numbers that are being quoted, kind of one-sided dialogues that are happening, and there should have been a crackdown on that. But these are really large sort of situations to deal with. I've seen more often than not in conflict situations, the social media problems are being operated from somewhere else, and I think all these situations are going to come out in time. But with the question of illegal infiltration, I think the Home Minister made it very clear as to what they are doing about the border. There's fencing, and they've already given orders on more fencing. But we also must remember that over 1,600 kilometers of border through difficult terrains are really, really difficult to plug. It's not going to be that easy. What is fencing going to do? You're only as strong as your weakest link in that fence. Of course, we can use additional technology. We can use tracking systems. We can use facial recognition. But all of this on such large borders is a difficult task. That is why the role of locals becomes really, really important. Now, nobody is casting aspersions here on the communities that live on the border or on the cookies. I am just saying that local efforts become very, very important. There have been times when women from local villages have come in Assam and given information about people within their own communities who were drug trafficking, or people that they had noticed coming from across the border. So this is every citizen's responsibility, irrespective of what community you belong to. I mean, you cannot, one cannot be seen as absolving one's self from one's inherent national duty. So that is where the role becomes very important. You can keep asking the government, what can they do, and apart from fencing and putting in some technology on the borders, I don't think there is much more you can do on borders that are so long. So we have to understand this in a very technical way, not in an emotional way.